nothing is better than the aspiration to help others. And especially so when the ability of helping others has come. If there is no ability of helping others, then the aspiration of helping others might go to make others miserable also. But now, with expansion of consciousness, increase of more energy, ability, understanding, it is worthwhile to think of helping others. All other ways of helping others are partial. Doctors help the people, remove the physical suffering. Psychiatrists help the people, remove mental suffering. Mothers in the home, remove the suffering, appetite. Playing about the children, refresh the parents and feel good. All this help is partial help. Meditation is something which goes to help the life as a whole, personality as a whole. This refreshes the body, refreshes the mind, refreshes the soul. Somewhere someone asked the healing capacity of meditation. I said, meditation heals the body, meditation heals the mind, meditation heals the soul. And what do we mean by healing the soul? Healing of the body we understand, healing of the mind we understand. What do we mean when we say heal the soul? Meditation heals the soul. Is soul also miserable? Can soul also be miserable? Then if it is not miserable, if it could not be miserable, how we say meditation heals the soul, and what could heal that which is eternal life, which knows no suffering, which knows no change in itself, which is ever the same, absolute bliss consciousness, the pure state of being. How could that be healed? And what is its suffering? Just now we will find. Now previous to this you find, the soul was there, but the attention was not brought to the field of the soul. Now you find, getting to the subtle state of the mantra, getting to the subtlest state of the mantra, you will happen to transcend the mantra and get to the state of being. That's where you find, oh, I'm left by myself. That is self-awareness. Someone said today, I don't know who am I. I said, you are that. That which is left by itself when the mantra has stopped. That state of being is I, is you. And that is your direct experience. Now you are not in a position to say that you do not know who am I. By your direct experience, you know who am I. I am that which is left by myself when the consciousness of everything else is gone and consciousness of my own self. That is my essential nature, and that I am, and that thou art. All else in the personality is just a covering on that pure state of being. Ego is a covering which hides the essential nature of that. Intellect is a covering which hides the essential nature of that. Mind is a covering which hides the essential nature of that. Senses are a covering. Experiencing the growth, it hides the essential nature of that. Body is a gross covering. Universe, gross manifested universe, is a great covering which hides the essential nature of the I within, the kingdom of heaven within. And now, meditation is a direct force which pierces through. It pierces through all these different coverings and gets on to that state of being which is within and within and within the subtlest personality. subtlest aspect of the personality. Through all the coverings we come and we come to ourselves. And that self is our eternal being. All this part of the self, the body, the senses and this and this and this is just casual. It is in some state today, in some state tomorrow. At this time it is something else, at that time it is something else. Changing, it's ever changing. It's not constant, it's not ever the same. It is not the I. All that is changing is just the superficial aspect which has covered the I as all the superficial aspects of the house, this room and that room and this and this, all various things, but not the I. Just similarly, all this body, all the senses, all the mind, all the intellect, all the ego, all this is not the I within, not myself. This is just a superficial covering to protect the individuality. And in protecting, now see, this is the health. What the body is helping the self. It is helping the self to survive. But this health is of the type that it goes to murder the self completely. This is the health. The body is the health. It helps the self to such an extent. That the body has completely identified with the self, and the self feels that this is mine and this I am. If somebody says, where you are? I say, I am here. This body is here, and I say, I am here. The self has identified itself with the body who wants to help the self. But that help is of such a character. The help is of such a character that it completely annihilates the nature of the self and only makes the body prominent. So much so that the self is not found, thrown on the background, completely out of background, and only the body is found. This is the type of help that people feel in the world, helping others. You go to help others and make it more miserable in the name of helping others. The body goes to help the self and it covers the self to such a great extent that the self is thrown out, not found, completely not found. It becomes difficult to locate. Now this meditation is a process which simply doesn't take notice of any of the covering and this, like this X-ray, it just penetrates. Doesn't take notice of this covering and this covering and this covering, it simply screens out the whole. Meditation is that which heals the soul. Now what's the topic of role? What is the suffering of the soul? The suffering of the soul is that poor fellow has been left arrested in the field of the transcendent only. The self has been left to remain only in the field of the transcendent and not allowed to be experienced in the field of the relative world. Although the whole range of world, the whole range of creation is its own manifestation, but its essential nature, which is absolute this consciousness, that has been restricted to the field of the absolute alone. Unless this attention goes to the absolute, it is not being experienced. Now this is the misery of the soul. The soul, the individual soul, is suffering the misery that its essential nature has been restricted as if to the field of the transcendent absolute state of life alone, and is not allowed to be experienced in the field of the relative world. In a lump of snow, in a lump of ice, the misery of the water is that the qualities of the water have been suppressed in the subtle states only. In the gross apparent phase of ice, quite different qualities are found, and the qualities of water have been only suppressed. This is the misery to the water. The misery of the soul is that, just as water, although water makes ice, it is water which is present in the ice. It is water which is ice. Ice is nothing but water. being water through and through, but its qualities are suppressed to such a great extent that they are not allowed to be experienced in ice. And this is how the water is suffering. Although all this manifested world, all the ego and the intellect and the mind and the senses and the body and the whole universe is just nothing but manifested aspect of that unmanifested consciousness. But the pure consciousness, the nature of pure consciousness is not appreciated in the field of the manifested world. Otherwise, as a matter of fact, the soul has a right to express itself in the field of the relativity as it is expressing itself in the field of the absolute. If the field of the relativity is the domain of the self as it is, then the self should have a right to display its essential nature in the field of the relativity. But somehow that is not allowed. Pure absolute bliss consciousness is experienced only when the attention is drawn to the field of the absolute. When the attention is here, then it is not experienced. This indicates that the nature of the soul, the nature of the self, is suffering in as much as its nature is not found in the field of the relativity. Meditation relieves the suffering of the soul. It makes it expose its qualities even in the field of relativity. And that you have begun to experience. And what is that? Previously, everything in the world used to make a so deep an impression. Small things used to bother the mind. The mind used to be gripped by everything in the world. And now, meditation, leading the mind to the field of the soul, leading the mind to the field of the bliss within, taking the attention to the field of the absolute bliss consciousness, the nature of the soul, the bliss consciousness has begun to pervade the field of mind. And now, when the mind comes out, it comes out with the qualities of bliss consciousness. Mind is found pervaded by the bliss consciousness. Thereby, it is found contented. Because bliss consciousness brings contentment. Just direct experience of bliss contents the mind, brings contentment. That contented state of mind is being experienced even when the mind is jumping about in the field of relativity. So, now with the direct experience, the personal experience, you know that the soul is now being released. It's now being brought from the imprisonment of the absolute state and is now being brought to a greater field of life, even in the field of relativity. This is freeing the soul from its bondage. That which is omnipresent should have a chance to be experienced anywhere, anytime, everywhere, all time. But as meditation has revealed, it is experienced only when the attention is brought to the field of the absolute. As long as the mantra is there, so long you are experiencing the mantra and you are not experiencing the bliss consciousness. But when you find gradually the mantra dies out and then you find the being, state of being, that self alone. This shows that the nature of the soul was only hidden beneath. The kingdom of heaven was only hidden within. Now its state is being found out without also, outside also. This is what we mean when we say meditation heals the soul. This is relieving the misery of the soul, making the soul enabling the soul to exhibit its nature even in the field of the manifested world. This is how meditation relieves the soul. This is how meditation heals the soul. Meditation heals the mind. It's easy to understand. All the misery of the mind is dissatisfaction. Mind wants to enjoy more, and there seems to be nothing which will provide great happiness. Wants to aspire for that thing, not able to have it. One tension found. Wants to enjoy more on this field, not able to enjoy more on this field. Another tension. All these tensions, all these confusions, all this misery of the mind is only due to the lack of a proper medium which would provide great happiness. Meditation readily leads the mind to the great ocean of happiness within. Leading the mind to the great ocean of happiness, it amounts to satisfaction of all hitherto unsatisfied desires. Immediately all tensions fall down. This is how meditation heals the mind, readily heals the mind. Without a thought of healing the mind, it heals the mind. You are not required to think, now I am going to relieve all my tensions and all. Nothing like that. Everything is just automatic. The whole game of healing is just automatic. Without a thought of healing, the misery is not found and the mind is healed. When the mind is healed, doctors say about 60-70% of the physical diseases, the physical tensions are due to the mental tension, psychosomatic, everything. When the mind is healed of tensions release due to inner happiness, because of all the psychosomatic ailments are over. Readily, in this manner, the mind heals the body. Without aiming to heal the body, as a byproduct, the body is healed. Automatically the body becomes brighter and full of life and full of sense and wisdom and creativity. Naturally, without aiming for any of these qualities, all the qualities crop in naturally. This is the great efficiency of meditation. And if you could help someone to get to this meditation, that would mean helping him to heal his soul, helping him to heal his body, helping him to heal his mind, helping him to help himself, heal himself and heal the world. Because a sick mind, a sick body and a confused mind and a miserable soul, all of these emit vibrations of misery and confusion and disharmony and discord. They are only making the whole world useless. So if a man could really be helped to heal his soul and his mind and his body, then he is helped to help the whole world, the whole universe, and real help, something solid. Now I am so glad you are in a position to do it. With great conviction you are able to, you are in a position to help. Openly now you are in a position to say something. Yes, go there and be happy.
Now, there's another question all around the same sort of thing. Everybody begins with sin. Nearly everybody. Then they go through a test where other things become very important, or seem to be very important. Meditation does become important. Then all kinds of troubles start. They get headaches and they have poison inside. How can we try to help people feel relative importance?
They have to be like a very wise gardener. A very wise gardener is he who waters the roots and manures the tree, and then every day watering and manuring. And when the fruit begins to come and the fruits are ripe, he plucks the fruit gently, cautiously, but does not stop watering the roots. He knows that the fruits are coming because of watering this root. Very obviously, from his experience he knows. From your experience you know that all this more energy to work and greater work and greater output and better output of work is only due to meditation. So if watering the root is stopped, then the effect will naturally go. A good, wise, experienced gardener would not stop watering the tree. Otherwise, The glory of the fruit will be just temporary. Next season, there will be a loss. Whatever the tree has grown and whatever fruits have come, and they could be plucked. But next season, there will be all, no fruit, nothing, all despair. This is very important. It's very important that when energy grows, wisdom grows, creativity grows, harmony grows, then it's very apparent and very human to do more when you have the capacity to do more. But that more should not be to the extent that it makes the source less. There should be more and there should be more, but it shouldn't be so much more as to make it very much less.
That's good.
No? If you get more energy to work and then increase the work, if you have one shop, doesn't matter, open 2 shops, but don't begin to open 10 shops at a time. The mind is clear and the planning capacity is greater and the execution is much more better. The increase should be to some sensible degree of a reasonable limit. Must begin. As you grow in creativity, in wisdom and in better abilities, increase the work, but leave some time for life to be enjoyed. Leave some time. All this work is not all important. Some time should be left for life to be enjoyed. And if same thing going on, then there is no limit to all that. There should be an intelligent planning of life so that some hours are left to enjoy also. After work and work and work and work, let the work be for your joy and not completely you for the work. It makes quite a lot of difference. 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours maximum, and not day and night. Maximum 12 hours, 8 hours are just more than needed. Whatever the efficiency gain and clarity of the mind gain and ability gain, 8 hours, being engaged 8 hours in the work will put out 12-16 hours job, and with that should be satisfied. Sometimes should be left to enjoy, and what is otherwise, what is new? It's very important that the work should be done. It's very important, the other day I said, it's very important for cosmic consciousness. When you have begun to gain some the self-consciousness, then it is very important that you should indulge in the work daily life. But at the same time, there should be a reasonable adjustment between the work and the rest. It's very important that the life should be a regulated, comfortable life. A regulated, comfortable life will lead you to such great heights of spiritual development, and that is the purpose. Efficiency of work is just a byproduct, a secondary gain. But the main gain is to get to cosmic consciousness as soon as possible. And the best policy for it will be just a comfortable, regulated life of good rest, good work, good meditation. Regularity in meditation, timely rest, timely work. Just a comfortable, regulated life will result in cosmic consciousness without long delay. The scheming should be such. Self-consciousness you have begun to experience, maybe for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. When you go within and then left by yourself, that is self-consciousness, that is self-realization. That is self-awareness, that is pure consciousness, that is truth, that is kingdom of heaven within, that is ultimate reality. All this is there. But it is one part of life, the interior part of life. Interior decoration is needed, but not at the cost of outside. Interior decorators are all right, but they should look to the outside building also. Therefore, now you have a good sense of interior decoration. Consciously you are going in and consciously going in and surveying the inner feeling. What is where and what is where and what is where. Surveying. This is self-consciousness. Self-consciousness, the state of being pervading the mind. The mind in that state is not called the individual mind, cosmic mind. It's the state of cosmic intelligence. Cosmic intelligence, but it doesn't do anything. It's the state of being. It's the being of intelligence. When it comes out, mixes with the individuality of man, mixes with the individual mind, mixes with the individual intelligence, mixes with the individual ego, the cosmic ego, mixes with the individual ego, then the individual ego is refined. We may call in terms of purification, is purified. All this is what is meant by purification. Getting to the thought within, all impurities are gone. We are out of all impurities, all sins, nothing there. Complete. This is the state of communion. This is the state of communion, directly in communion with the Creator. What is it? And that has been the positive state. Coming out, when that state begins to be lived even in the field of outer experiences, experience of diversity, then it is growth of cosmic consciousness. So coming out is needed. For coming out, proper adjustment in the field of action is already there. The action is already there in life, nothing to be done that way. Only too much excessive things to be guarded. Not too much of meditation, not too much of work, not too much of rest. Too much of everything is bad. Excess of everything is bad. Just a normal condition of life. Well-regulated, comfortable life will soon result in cosmic consciousness. That is the good place. So fortunate. No austerity is needed for this. No sense of renunciation is needed. No sense of detachment is needed. Just where you are, glorifying all the outer life, all glorifying all material life, silently cosmic consciousness comes in. Only it needs comfortable, regulated life, just comfortable, regulated life. And then you will be able to help all others, help all others. And if you offer help to someone and if he doesn't like to take the help, don't feel miserable. Don't feel that you have told him and your duty is finished and if he doesn't go, let him not go. Always keep your door open for him. If you find your friend doesn't like you to talk meditation, very well. If half an hour you have to be in company, 29 minutes, no talk of meditation. Just a parting word of meditation. And if he doesn't like, simply it doesn't matter. Next time when you come again, same policy. 29 minutes no meditation. Thereby he is convinced that you are not after him. Again a parting reminder. When begins to go, then say, oh yes, we sometimes go to the teaching of meditation. But now we are not decided, later on we'll think. Just think, but happy word meditation is here. Even if a man says, please don't talk to me about meditation. Doesn't matter, we don't talk to him. But somehow he is resenting only because he doesn't know. He doesn't know only because he has not been informed. He doesn't know. What he has seen in others who have been so far meditating is just a peculiar mood of life and just withdrawn. Like that, meditation has created a fear in him. That's why he seems to be resenting and not liking and this. But just a wise, just mild, wise, lovable attacks of meditation on his mind. and you will be able to relieve all his misery and all his tension. Soon he won't get long tension. Quietly, this is how it is when you have made yourself happy, it is necessary for you to see that all around you are happy, so that your atmosphere is happy. Otherwise, being happy in yourself, if you find this man is unhappy, this man is unhappy, you feel that it is unhappy. We do not adopt a policy for others to think for themselves. It's a very bad policy. Don't let your friends think for themselves. No. Take pity on them. In your think that they have not been informed, and when you are on a sound conviction, when you can say, yes, it is so. Even if you have to force a man, your very dear friend, force him and bring him here, next day he will thank you. Even to the extent that if you are so intimate with him, and if he doesn't like, he doesn't understand things, they drag him here, they say, for me you come on. And next moment when he goes from here, oh yes, I didn't know that was so good. Fine, continue. Like that. It is very necessary to keep our atmosphere, wherever you are, in the circle of your friends and home and surroundings, let everyone feel so buoyant and happy and peaceful, wise. And this everyone is able to do. And this will mean, charity begins from home, they say. You begin from home and make your own circle happy and own circle happy and own circle happy. And then when you find no one in yourself, in your area happy, then your happiness is registered. Nobody is there to bring any negative vibration on. And this will be really helping you. Just really helping you. And we have found all that is so easy. So just it only needs to start. So I think your chants are very appreciable, and I like them very much. Only just begin to play about them. You can do great to the whole world. Christ says 12 disciples, 12, but those days were not days of, they were not the jet age, not really belong to the jet age. You people are not good like in the whole world. The world took so the message of Christ took many hundreds of centuries to spread all over the world. This message of peace and happiness, it did not take so long centuries. Make everyone happy, just you are in the position to do it. But I said again, safety first. Safety first means don't be miserable for the misery of others. Helping others, the aspiration for helping others is a good aspiration, but not at the cost of your own convenience and of your own peace and happiness. Don't begin to help others to the extent that you get no time for your own meditation. No, sometimes, not all times. Helping others. This is something which will, you help one man and throughout life you think, oh, he brought me, he introduced me to this system and oh, I feel it like him all the way. This is that. Otherwise, there is nothing in the world by which it could be helped so intensively for the whole of your life. Because
it could be a gift.
the time when they begin to confuse themselves, say about 14, 16 years, 18 years of age, when children begin to feel confused, like that. Because that age is when they become major means, that their nervous system in the childhood is just developing. By the time they become about major, their nervous system is developed enough. When the nervous system is developed enough, then we increase their ability by using them to inherit their ability increases. And still the nervous system is developing, so long their ability to experience the growth is developed. And when the ability to experience the growth has developed, then we add to their efficiency by reading and